around the school has been a really important development for us here in Stockport. Schools see and understand our children and families on a daily basis.
Team around the school is a concept of integration because the child is not there in isolation. That child has many relationships and family are a central element to that.
Team around the school involves a team readily available that work together regularly, become recognised by the children and young people, based in the community, in schools, and work with children and families.
So the key members for a team around the school are the school safeguarding team, a social worker,
school age plus
and school nurse.
There's been times as a professional where there's been issues with students or families that you're working with and you don't know where to turn, you don't know who the appropriate people are to speak to. But I think that using the team around the school model, all them people that you probably need are sat in the same room. So for me, it's just such a powerful tool to get everybody around the table at the same time.
From a school point of view, we look at students that we need some help with, we're not quite sure where to go, and with all the different agencies around the table, we present a case study and then we are able to come up with some solutions.
With the TAS model, you then get that multi-agency working, which is really, really good for schools and professionals because it helps us to then look at what support that young person needs.
I can call on my other colleagues within the wider Stockport family and get their expertise.
One of the explicit goals for Team Around the School is to try and support families earlier, quicker, with the most appropriate person to have that conversation or relationship with them.
And the difference with Team Around the School is that it's a top-down model. It's valued from the very top of the organisation right the way down through to team leaders, to social workers, so that there are more people that you can go to and speak to about concerns that you may have. What it's done is just given schools confidence to make decisions about what they can do to support a family.
What that does is then the parents then have a better relationship with schools. Instead of hiding away, they're more likely to come to school and go, actually I'm having a problem with my child, I need help.
Sometimes it can be a bit difficult, like you just got to keep working at it, and I'm happy that things are getting dealt with and they're getting done.
The Team Around the School can be effective not just at the formal Team Around the School meetings, but in the day-to-day discussions and assistance that I can provide to that school.
They understand the community, they understand the complexity of your community because they live, work and breathe it because they're based in your school a lot of the time.
So it just means that I can go in, introduce myself to the head teacher, form those relationships and bonds, and now we liaise by email for things that she might not have necessarily sent to me if she hadn't have met me.
The Team Around the School model relies on some sort of shared basis of practice. In Stockport, our shared basis of practice is restorative practice. That's our framework that is running across our schools. It's our framework that the whole of Stockport Family and Education Department are working to.
And if we're all using the same language and we're all operating in the same way, then there's a consistency there, so the parents have a consistent model. And of course, challenging conversations still happen, but where it's different now is that it's set up around the mutual feeling of we're just here to help, we're not here to judge, we're here to give you some control, and the approach that we use will be one that you feel comfortable with and we feel comfortable with in order to support you with what you need to make your life better.
In our multi-agency safeguarding and support hub, we saw many referrals arriving from schools, but actually when we looked in detail of a child or family's situation, it wasn't particularly social care that they needed. They need a more immediate response.
Once you've got that team around a school, that actually just queries and things that might need an early help response are dealt with there at a local level. It means that we've got a much more coordinated response.
It's not about process, it is about being much more responsive and effective.
At the end of the day, this whole model was based on a shared desire to improve the outcomes for children and young people.
And we have seen really excellent, quantifiable impact from that way of working.
And so, working as a team within the school, this has been brilliant for the school to say, well actually we've got a team of professionals that are here working with our parents, and the parents love it.
It is a lot better that the help is there when the parents do need it.
It's already showing some benefits. There's so much more work to do, but essentially that is the vision for the future.
Because we believe this is the best way forward.